Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Revival of America podcast. This is Jenny. I'm the owner and the host of the Revival of America. Today we have John Baxter in the house, guys. So if you have a question for John, please feel free to raise your hand and I will unmute your mic at some point in this podcast. Or if you can't speak, you can write your comment underneath his picture on the wall, or your question, underneath the comment section on his under the picture on the wall. Also, too, everybody, please be careful who you listen to, who you follow. I say it all the time. I probably sound like a broken record, but it's a thing out there, and it's becoming more obvious of who these fake podcasters slash influencers are being called out left and right. So just be careful, everybody. A lot of misinformation, disinformation, a lot of plants that are being put out there, giving just not good information. We've got the narrative wars happening right now. One being, the MAGA movement's not supporting Trump, and that Trump, all of a sudden was with, I don't know, Epstein's ex-girlfriend, just all kinds of stuff to try to splinter the MAGA movement, right? So the more they talk, the more they expose themselves, and I just think it's going to make the MAGA movement more powerful. So please, everybody, stay out of the minutia, stay out of the noise, because that's what it is. It's just noise. They're going to go down with, they're not going to go down without a fight, everybody. So they're going to pull everything out of the kitchen sink that they can to, try to make the MAGA movement and Trump look bad. So again, please stay out of the noise, everybody, because it's just noise. Also, too, everybody, if you come in late to the podcast or you want to share the podcast with a family or a friend, you can follow the podcast on the podcast hosts, which are iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Google, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Podbean, Riverside, Amazon Music. We are being listened to in over 100 countries, everybody. So we are making some really positive noise out there. Positive noise, not the negative, right? The social medias are Jenny Jeread Facebook, at Jenny_Jeread X, at Jeread Rumble, at Jeread True Social, at Jeread Instagram, The Revival of America right here on Telegram, The Revival of America on YouTube. Rumble has linked up, they kind of link your Rumble and your Locals account together. So there is a Locals account that I'm putting these shows on over there too. If you have Locals, not many people do, but that's The Revival of America. And then over on TikTok, it's at the official Jeread. And I'll be honest, I'm not the best over there on TikTok. I'm just not. I honestly forget about it. So I do apologize. I'll try to do better, but I'm kind of going at both ends, everybody. I got a day gig, so I've got that going on here as well. Also, if you have a story or a journey that you would like to share and get your voice heard on the podcast, please submit your story slash journey over to TROA submissions at yahoo.com. That's strictly just for the submissions if you want to have your story on the show. If you have a general question, concern, or want to reach out to John Baxter and his staff, you can email me at the revivalofamerica at yahoo.com. And that's just my daily email. Unfortunately, a lot of these submissions were getting buried, so I had to create the submissions email just for that. So again, the submissions for the stories or the journeys are TROA submissions at yahoo.com. And then if you have a question or want to reach out to John and his staff, email me at the revivalofamerica at yahoo.com. Also, check out the website, everybody, therevivalofamerica.com. And sign up for the newsletter. It is free. You'll get the latest updates on the podcast as well as the weekly show lineup. So we do send that out every Monday, and it goes out fairly early. So hopefully when you guys open your email, you'll have that in there. Also, too, guys, we've got Carrie Kasem coming on after John. It'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She's going to be here to tell her story, her journey. So if you're familiar with Casey Kasem, the top 40 DJ, many of us probably used to listen to him. It's his daughter. So she's going to talk about her story, her journey into the all natural skincare line. So I am teaming up with people such as Carrie that have the natural products, because I want to be able to bring those to you, because that is the way that we are going, everybody. We're going into the all natural, right? We're getting all the crap out of our food, our clothing, our beverages, our skin products, our hair products. So as I continue to make those connections and those relationships, I will be bringing them on here to the show. So it's Carrie Kasem. Her company is Facem Beauty, and great product, by the way, everybody. She has created created a discount for the audience here, just like John has, for the Revival of America. So I will put that link. I'll put John's link as well as Carrie's on the wall here, because again, for those of you like me, you want to get away from all these chemical based products, and the face and the hair stuff is one of the biggest ones with all the shit in it. Excuse my language, but it's true. You might want to check out Carrie's stuff, because it's actually it's pretty impressive. So with that, guys, John is in the house, so I want to welcome John. He gives us about an hour of his time, everybody. So please be mindful of that. Ask your questions. He's got a lot of great information. And again, if you're looking for some alternative healing, true healing, and I'm gonna have John talk a little bit more about that. He's definitely the way to go. Got a lot of great testimonials. And for me, myself, and my family, I get to watch it in real time with my father and my mother. They use the what is it? It's the doctor in a box. It's the frequency box that they have, and they got a little mini wellness center over there at their house. So it's amazing to see the growth in the new journey, the true healing of I don't know, medical, I don't know what you would say, technologies. But yeah, I'm excited for my parents, and I'm excited for what John is doing. So how are you doing, John? Nice to see you.
Yeah, everything's going good. I just picked up my cat. I have a story to tell you guys, and it's crazy because my cat is 16 years old, and she always begs to go outside. I let her go outside because she never leaves the porch. Well, about a week and a half ago, she never came back. And so, like, I went through so many different emotions. I just thought the cat was dead because she's old. And well, last night at 10 o'clock, um, she was at my doorstep with animal rescue. So I had to pick her up today and just got her checked up just to make sure she's a little dehydrated. But this is a miracle, guys. I just can't believe it. It's like 1 in a million chance that my cat would be alive. So that's what
Oh,
I was doing. I was picking her up, and it's so crazy because that cat I've had for that long, and for whatever reason, she's not ready to go. So it is
I'm
a
happy that
it's
you
a
found
interesting
her.
world.
Yeah, well, I'm
Thank
happy
you
that you
so much.
found her. And you know that the great thing is, John, your product, your frequencies can help animals too. So I love that.
Absolutely, and that's a big portion of it. And just you just never know. It's like just I just can't believe my cat's here today. I had left her for dead in my mind because it's been a week and a half in the Florida heat, and um, she's alive after, and she's so old. It's just it was a super blessing to have her at the house last night. And So yeah, that's what I was doing. I was picking up my cat. So
Oh.
yeah,
Well, I'm glad you found her, and I'm glad that you're here. Of course, if it didn't work out because of your cat situation, we could have always done it a different day. But I'm glad you're here. You probably heard me talking a little bit about Carrie's coming on about an hour after you, so I was just kind of introducing the audience a little bit to Carrie. But I would like to see. I would like to, because obviously you're on here weekly, if there's anything that you want to share that's happened down there within the week that we have talked, but also too, I would really like for you to kind of touch on the true healing, the doctor in the box, the frequency box. Just kind of talk to people a little bit about what you're doing down there. You're giving hope and encouragement to those that feel like there's not any, right? But can you maybe explain a little bit more when you call it the true healing? Because I love that, right? Because you got to be careful kind of the words that we say because of legal reasons and stuff. But can you kind of talk a little bit about that for the audience, and then the people that listen to it on the replay, about the true healing, and then kind of go into your doctor in a box, the regen?
absolutely. And my friend Carrie Kasem, great job bringing her on. She has done so many things. People are going to be blown away from the power of this lady. And then she came out with that cream. Um, and going further, the doctor in a box. Basically, I always give a little disclaimer. I try to, and in this world, we're under the guise and the law, and I'm not a doctor, so I always tell people, it's not even a big deal. There's no one that's allowed to heal or cure. in the world. You could say God is allowed to, but not even according to law. So, the law is the law, and we have to be very careful. And I don't make any medical claims. This is not a substitute for your doctor or anything like that. So, we don't make any health or medical claims. But what I can tell you is that the body works off physiology. Either your physiology is either working in a good way, or it's in some detrimental pattern and it's not working the way it's supposed to. So it's a very easy understanding, and that's why the frequency medicine works, and it's worked for 100 years. It's been one of the most prominent technologies ever available, yet we're just starting to hear about it. But I can tell you, there has been some famous doctors and scientists help put this together, and I'm very fortunate and very blessed to have studied these people at a high level and been fortunate enough to put something together that no one else has. And that's a true innovation and understanding, a true understanding of how this could be implemented in the current system, and how multiple versions of this technology really enhance the overall well-being of so many people around the world. And actually having a possible answer to the chronic health disease epidemic. So you're seeing all this stuff within the realm where we play. And like I said, if our technology is cool enough to understand the bad things that could be going on in your physiology, recognize them, and then offer you solutions to these bad things in your physiology, what could be better than that? Because I can tell you right now, the current system is based on symptoms. So if you're going after to help someone's health just after their symptoms, realize that's just a wild goose chase. They can start feeling better, but likely it's always going to be about this. Your body is the only thing that can heal itself anyways. So if it's always your body, then realize that if you can increase your physiology, your body is doing the work anyways. Just like my cat, when my cat's DNA is ready to stop healing, it's going to stop healing. But if there's any ounce of an expectation to live, your body will still heal, and it will try to heal until your last breath. And so realize with health technology out there, I am educating, I am re-educating, I'm speaking a different language. Don't try to understand the future of healthcare with taking it from the level of trying to understand the current health system. You can't do it. It's backwards, and it'll never take us to any other place than where it is currently. So we know about RFK Jr. We hear about these things. We hear about the problems, but this is a viable solution. Just working off the situations, the problematic situations in your physiology, and knowing the actual solutions. So that's why we call it a new form of healthcare. I like to call it the frequency medicine. I like to call it longevity circuit. Most people in the world know me as the pioneer of medbed technology. This is some advanced technology that the world has never really truly seen, because I put so much technology together. In fact, 86 different technologies. I had 8 worldwide breakthroughs. I won major awards. 2024 Bloomberg Health Technology, world's greatest health technology. We were recognized amongst our peers and other companies that had technology as the world's best. And this year, Apple News says I'm the top disrupting entrepreneur, top 10 of the United States, if not the world. Major names in that, and people like Dennis Quaid did a documentary about me. New York Times wrote an article, said that I have miracle cures. So there's a lot of stuff I've been doing over the years, and this is a culmination of a life mission and purpose. And because of that, I can answer so many different questions, even as a doctor. But there's just so many people and so many medical doctors as well that reach out to me for answers. So I'm a self-taught, but I'm also very studied and researched. So if I can't answer a question, I'm not going to give you an answer. If I can't give you an intelligent answer that I know about, I'm not going to give you an answer. So realize that as well. But this understanding, this new language is what I pride myself in educating the public. I'd like to inform and educate the public on what's new and relevant, because I honestly think that the side effects, the masking of symptoms by covering it with pain, painkillers and this type of thing, it isn't the way, and it won't be the way of the future. What we talk about here is what famous inventors called the future of healthcare, including Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, and many others that said the future of medicine is the medicine of frequencies. That's why that little box, it's basically a medicine cabinet of frequencies that you have at your disposal by the click of a button. And that's why it's so important. Having this little piece of equipment is living in the future. It is living in the era where you find out your physiological issue, you plug it in, and it starts working on it now. How does it do this? Well, it's not the simple way it is very much the simple way you would think, but it's done very straightforward. In the current model, we talk about symptoms. Try to pull the needle out of the haystack when you're talking about symptoms. You can never get to the root core issue if you talk about symptoms. Did you know if you're sick? Well, there's like 1,000 different symptoms. You're sick. Oh, I have a runny nose. I have a headache. My eyes are itchy. My throat hurts. My sinuses are full of mucus. I feel lethargic. Well, did you know that there's like 100 other diseases, chronic diseases, that have those same symptoms? So in the world of symptoms, you're never going to get to the bottom of it. You're only going to mask symptoms. The beautiful thing about the technology that we have is that when you're looking at specifics and in recognition of the frequencies that we put together, if there's a matching frequency, it's a dead match. It is almost the level of a fingerprint. If you find a frequency out there and the system determines that it's this specific frequency and it's measuring this specific frequency, it's the match at the level of a fingerprint. You are the only one with your fingerprint in the world. So is it easy for someone to use the system and say, hey, there's fingerprints on this car and it's you? Because the fingerprint leads back to you. And that's the evidence. And that's how beautiful this technology is, because you would think that level of demonstrative data and understanding would spark a revolution in healthcare, because this is not guessing. This is pulling the needle out of the haystack. Like I said, you couldn't do that with the current system, but with this system, you can be like, is this it? This thing I pulled out, is this it? And then you can be the one that determines if that's it. Or could it be this secondary item? Could this be it? You don't get that in the current healthcare space. If you ask someone, what is cancer? And I've had this conversation many times. If I ask the most intelligent person on this call, what is cancer? If I ask the most intelligent oncologist in the world, what is cancer? You're going to give the same answer. You're going to say, well, I think it's cells that are gone haywire, cells that are taken over. Well, that vague definition isn't going to get you anywhere. That vague definition is something we knew in the 1930s. And even in the 1930s, we knew that that definition was a bogus definition. Why can't we get a little bit more detailed in our vagueness? When you are caught in the middle, that's where it's the worst. When you're caught in the middle of what something is and you don't really know what it is, you're caught in the middle. So if you're caught in the middle and you don't know what it is, why would you sign off on it? Well, you would sign off on it out of fear, out of not knowing what something is and just agreeing. And you would sign off on something because it's a life or death situation with only one option. So that's why this system is so powerful in your mind. You seem to think that this system that we currently have in healthcare is the guiding light. It is the golden rule. It is the best thing out there. But I'll tell you this: in the realm of understanding healthcare, we lack. We have the highest rates of health issues in the lowest amount of positive health outcomes. We spend 10 times more than the next country, yet we have the worst health outcomes out of any country. So we keep people alive so we can build them. So there's a way we keep people alive and build them, but is their quality of life that much better? It doesn't appear so. It doesn't appear so. I mean, you can live a long life, but who wants to live on a respirator sitting in a room like a lab rat? That's what we're doing to our people. They're not living the potential that God gave us. We're living in a potential where we eat food that is tainted. We have food that is obstructed. We have food that has man-made technology in it and man-made ingredients. We came from this earth. We came eating these different types of vegetables and fruits, untainted with hormones, untainted with injectable pesticides, untainted by this. And guess what? If you have a piece of gluten bread, you're not going to drop dead and die. If you drink water that has fluoride in it, you're not going to go crazy. Well, why is this? Everything should be understood on a subtle level. So if on a subtle level, if you keep putting this stuff in your body, over time, you are going to block the different systems in your body. Over time, if you keep thinking, oh, this is sugar, it's just sugar, I don't have to worry about sugar. Over time, your pancreas will be impaired. Over time, your body won't work as good as it used to. Over time, it's basically your body's being calcified. Over time, these are the issues that happen. For some people, it happens instantaneously. But for others, if you have a Coke and you had it every day for 20 or 30 years, you're saying, well, the Coke hasn't killed me yet. But the honest truth is it's impairing you. And whether your body's stronger, has a stronger immune system or doesn't mean it's not impairing you. And that's what this whole talk with RFK Jr. is about. Just because you can't really taste the pesticides, it doesn't mean it doesn't destroy your gut. Just because you can't taste the pesticides or see them in your food doesn't mean that your gut is healthy. So I kind of just rattled on for a little while, but I was just trying to make an impact to put a perspective on the stuff I always talk about with you guys, and put a perspective on the beauty of this technology that we offer.
No, and I think that's good because there's a lot of new people that join and listen on a weekly basis. So to explain that, that's good. And for those of you out there, John, like I said, he's giving a hope to the hopeless. Where you kind of have those conversations with your physician or doctor, whatever. That they're kind of more on the doom and gloom. Yeah, I've experienced it with my father, and there's a lot of the misdiagnoses and overdiagnoses going on out there, everybody. So when you get that that first whatever the doctor tells you have or whatever, I suggest get the second opinion and the third opinion. We did with my father. Doctor wanted to say he had a leukemia. Well, you get the second opinion, third opinion. The second opinion was John, and the third opinion was somebody John referred to us. And both John and the third opinion were spot on, pretty much the same thing, that he didn't have leukemia. So it just goes to show you out there, everybody, like what John is saying. It's like they continually keep us sick, and obviously our food and everything that our drinks that we drink, so they can continue. It's just a big money grab, right? So if you are that person or know somebody that's a friend that's struggling with whatever it may be, I mean, John's technologies, can help with earaches, tinnitus, toothaches, hair growth, from the smallest of the small to the biggest of the big. So that's a huge range. And this frequency box that he has, it's called the Regen. He calls it the doctor in a box. It's got 4 million frequencies in it, like 4 million. I can't even wrap my head around it. But it helps with COPD. It helps with a toothache. If you feel like you're getting a cold coming on, has a cold frequency. It has a flu frequency. It has neuropathy. I can go on and on and on. And it's just amazing what John is doing, and the help and the testimonials that John has and that I have from my audience is absolutely amazing. So John, also too, maybe can you explain to the audience what kind of technology powers your med beds over there? Is it like biofrequency, quantum healing, stem cell regeneration? Can you kind of talk to the audience a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is a sick truth, but guess what has the most stem cells?
What?
It happens to, well, it's part of the woman's monthly cycle.
Okay.
Believe me when I say this, they've done studies and they said that when a woman is on her period, the period blood has, I can't really quote it, but it's probably like a couple hundred times the amount of stem cells as when you're doing stem cells. So our bodies are designed, and where do stem cells come from? They come from the placenta in a baby. The best ones do. Where does the exosomes come from? From the umbilical cord from a baby. These are some of the most powerful ways to heal, yet a lot of people don't understand it. What was I getting at with this is that, there's a lot of stuff to learn. We offer peptides. If you've heard of peptides, you want to join our mission and start utilizing for either, getting better, getting into a better shape, feeling better. We have stuff that makes your skin and hair grow. We have stuff for hormones for men and women. There's so much stuff with peptides right now. If this is of an interest to you, we offer these as well. And there's also this whole frequency medicine line. When you completely understand what I've done, if you are aware of all the stuff on the market, you will be like, well, there's this stuff called PEMF. PEMF has been around for 15 years. It's a dead dog. It's like saying, let's go back to no power steering. The main drivetrain. We don't do that anymore. We actually have automatics. We have power steering. Like the technology that we have today, with what we're saying with the Regen box, you're talking nothing out there like it. Nothing at this level. Why? Well, I'm an innovator, and when I get the question, I think that's where my mind works differently than most people. When you're into something so deep and you love it, depending on what you love to do, this is how it is for me, but I don't let it go. I come up with solutions, I question things, and when there's a definite answer, when there's something that's pinned to the ground that someone has to figure out, I like to find those things. This is one of those things. Why hasn't someone else done it? Well, they've attempted to. They've attempted to the different ways. They've attempted to do it with the Rife machine. They've attempted to do it with other types of frequencies, but they didn't basically get every machine on the market like I did. They didn't have USA manufacturing with engineers that would reverse engineer everything that was been created before us. That's what I did. So that's what my understanding is. When something is of need, when I broke my neck and I healed it on my own without surgery, this is that same attitude. This is that same, maybe, I think that's why they hate Donald Trump as well. They don't want an entrepreneur spirit, someone that can put things together and think on their feet and make things happen. Um, they don't like that in this today's world. They actually don't like the entrepreneur, because an entrepreneur can actually come up with things. And an inventor, on top of that, will allow you to be creative, understand the problems, find solutions, make it better, make it more stronger, make it more affordable. Like these types of processes are something that are being forgotten. I teach entrepreneurship as well. That's how I got here. But when you question and you realize something is so important that you can't let it go, there's no reason to let it go. I'm talking about like something that's so important that the whole future of the world kind of rests upon it. That's what I'm talking about here. And so you say, well, what is the med bed? Well, I always tell people this. It's like, if Nikola Tesla was here today, could he create a med bed? I think most people's answer would be yes. Yes, he could. Well, that was in the 1930s when he created all this stuff. 1910 to 1930, most of this stuff was created by an inventor called Nikola Tesla. So if you understand that, you'll understand that the med bed, the missing piece is grounding. The missing piece was frequency medicine. How does frequency medicine work? Well, you can get frequency medicine 4 different ways. Through the direct current. That's what the regen is doing. You're getting direct current of frequencies through your hands or wherever you put the patches. And it's the most powerful way to get frequencies. Sound is the weakest, but it can be very powerful when it's positioned as such. The light frequency, usually purple, ultraviolet types of frequency, is very powerful. And also field therapy. Field therapy is an expanded therapy from a single point. Think of it as like a receiver, a transmitter per se. So there's 4 ways frequency medicine can work. I just explained them. Now, if you go further than that, we're talking about bioresonance. Our technology can scan the body of frequencies. So if we can measure and monitor everyone's frequency and at what level they're impaired, that is a very powerful thing. So not only are we able to measure, monitor frequency and your health in general, even showcase an electronic blood test. Why wait? You can get it now. We're talking about grounding, far infrared. We're talking about shielding yourself from the modern environment, from the frequencies, the EMFs. We're going further than that, making a vibroacoustic. Vibroacoustic is like walking by a speaker that has healing frequencies. Have you ever walked past the band next to the speakers in the front and felt how the vibration was? Well, that would be called vibroacoustic therapy. Now, what if that frequency was a healing frequency that was pounding the bass? We have that. We've been doing that for many years. It's part of how I healed myself. So on that, in that sense, we've got oxygen. Oxygen is one of the most powerful things, believe it or not. What are we breathing? That's the most important thing that helps our brains work cognitively and function. Oxygen. If you cut down someone's oxygen, they can't think clearly. If you're shallow breathing in fear, you can't think clearly. You're under stress. So it's important to know these things. All this stuff is inside the med bed. So when I talk about med bed, well, what's the beautiful thing about med bed? Well, if you take any one technology, let's just say hyperbaric chamber. Hyperbaric chamber is an oxygen therapy device that you set in. It's pressurized. It helps oxygen not only circulate through your body, but penetrate deep in your tissue. Well, we scan everything at our location. So we know that likely the best you could get is a 5% increase in your health. You could be in the oxygen chamber for an hour, hour and a half. Likely you're not going to get a double digit health increase. How do we know? Well, we have the scanning technology. I've only helped tens of thousands of people over the years. So from there, we like to believe, I like to believe, that if we could put 9 technologies on you in 1 hour versus you spending 9 hours doing one technology an hour, we have eclipsed your understanding of health and wellness. We have shown the progress of what happened. Say in that 1 hour of time, what if I could increase those results? What if I can impact your physiology in such a positive way where you can get a 35% increase in your health in 1 hour versus a 5%? What would you say? You would probably say this might be one of the missing links into why people don't understand or why people don't want to believe. Because hear me out when I say this. So many people said, oh yeah, that frequency medicine, is that like those you hit a drum or a cymbal and someone walks around the campfire banging a drum? Well, that's a natural way to do it, and people have been doing that for thousands of years. But what I'm talking about is something significantly impactful and measurable, finally. This is not the weeds being eat healthy. Why? Well, we don't know why. This is the different crowd, but this is a crowd that says, no, we data analyze everything. Put us against your stuff. Put us against your pharmaceuticals. Put us against your chemotherapy. Put us against your best stuff. I would like to see it. I believe that this is the future. I believe if you put us against anyone or anything, that likely we're going to be the best in the world. And when I say this, I say it very modestly. And I give the credit to God, because without him, I wouldn't have got here. I honestly know I wouldn't have. So realize when I say these things, I don't say it to be cocky. I say it to be realistic. Put me against, put the technology we created against the best in the world. Let's see whose is better. That's what I'm saying. And time and time again, that's why I'm chosen, because no one can disprove me. So that's why I got these jobs. That's why I won these different awards, because no one could disprove what I said. So that's the beautiful thing. And that's why, I'm a competitor. Prove me I'm wrong. Show me that I couldn't do better. I'm not a one-hit pony. I could be doing this time and time and time again. So that's why I want to know. I want to know the results. I want to know what's out there. I want to know who could do it better, because I'm only here to prove and disprove which is better. Because at the end of the day, I enjoy this. This is a fun time for me. So I know I'm rambling more, but I could answer some questions.
No, great. No, John, this is great information. This is what people need to know, because a lot of people don't come into this, because like I always tell everybody, you're a needle in a haystack. We're a small percentage of people that know about you and what you're doing. And people still have that tunnel vision, right? Because we've been taught for so long that the medical world, that's the way to go, right? Got to get your shots, you got to do all this. And so yeah, no, I think the explanation that you're doing is great. And everybody, the healing that you see is in real time. My parents went to go see John and spent 3 solid days with John at his facility. And the healing is literally in real time. I've had audience members go there and spend a day there. And within that short period of time, they saw healing, because he does this scan that shows what the things that are going wrong with your body. You get like a yellow, green, and red. Red where you need to focus a lot, green you're good, yellow it's kind of iffy, right? Well, my mom went in and had 39 pages of issues that needed to be focused on. And then by the time she was done in those 3 days, she had 19. So that's 20 pages gone of that real healing that she saw. Then one of my customers came on here, the show, and customers, audience members, came in and gave a testimonial. She was there for, I think, 7 or 8 hours, and she saw the healing in real time as well. So it's huge, and I'm telling you, if you're looking for that, that hope and encouragement, John is really the guy to go to. And his message is getting out far and wide. Because I just see him growing, and all the people that are asking me questions and that he's seeing, and it's getting out there, because this is the way of the future. So guess what? We're ahead of the game, guys. He's here with us every Monday, talking to us and taking your questions. So please feel free, if you guys have questions. I'm going to start taking some questions now for John, because he gives us an hour to his time. We've got about 20 minutes left, maybe 23. So here's a question for you. We've got a couple, and then Esnana, I'll go to you. Tess MG, it says, hi, I have a question. Is frequency med, can it cure glaucoma? So that's one question. Then I have another one to read. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, remember, only God can use the word cure in America. Okay, so I can't be baited by that question. What I can say is that if you look at the physiological issues of glaucoma and you use the different specific type of frequency, follow longevity protocol, likely in that situation, along with doing what's natural. And I know medical marijuana can help with glaucoma and a couple other things. So, when it comes to us, we don't take anything off that could be a possible technology to help. So, with that being said, this could be a prominent piece of health technology to help you with glaucoma. And that's the proper way to answer it. That's how I have to answer it with a question like that.
Thank you, John. Okay, I have one here from Dixie in Texas. She's asking for her mom. She's 70 years old and has dealt with age, some spots, and crepey skin. She's never been in tanning beds or spent long hours in the sun. She's very self-conscious about this and has tried bleaching creams from dermatologists, lotions, etc. Nothing works. By chance, would you have any advice on this? Thank you for your time you give us every week.
Yeah, if I could dive a little bit deeper in this question, it sounds like she has skin cancer or. Um,
Well, no, she's 70 and for years has dealt with age, some spots, and crepey skin. So I don't know if it's
okay,
cancer,
yeah,
but
yeah. Yeah, so for this, I mean, there could be a couple things. Look at the food you have. If you're a smoker, if you're on sugar, your skin is basically the level of your gut health. If your gut health is high and good, you will likely have cleaner, more proficient looking skin. The gut is turned inside out will show you like your level of skin. So it's important to have a healthy gut. It will make your skin look better. On top of that, I recommend reaching out for the peptides. We do have some different types of peptides for your skin. You'd be really surprised what it could do. Another piece of technology is our terahertz wand. It's a light therapy device that can really shake up and wake up your skin, start making it speak to each other again. It's an all-in-one anti-aging device, but with the product called anti-aging bed, and typically anti-aging bed or anti-aging products are administered with doctors. I can tell you in this field, along with you're going to have Carrie Kasem on the call too. She only created the number one anti-aging skin cream in the market, and her skin looks pretty magnificent for a 50 plus year old woman. She created that skin after 20, 30 years of in that field. And there's many different ways you can use your skin, but look at your gut, look at what you're putting in your food. Take advantage of the couple things I said, the peptides and the terahertz wand, and see if that doesn't really change things up for you.
thank you, John. All right, go ahead, Esnana. Your mic is unmuted.
Thank you, Jenny. John, I'm the one that was real sick and everything. I know you do the shows, but anyway, I've been on the machine, the Region 1500. I've been on it for 7 weeks. We just did my hair again, and I'm doing really well. My KODs, which I don't understand those, and Dale explained them. So could you explain those again? But he said my KODs are coming up real well, and I'm doing real well, and I feel better. So, can you explain the KODs again to me, please?
So real quickly, John, before you do that, everybody that doesn't know, S Nana is she's using John's technologies as well. So what she's saying is she sent in some hair clippings and stuff to get a new scan from where she started to now. So she's letting you know that things are moving in a positive direction, just like it is for my father. So go ahead, John. Are you there, John?
Yes, yes, yeah. And then as far as like KODs are concerned, um, it's going to be a little bit more. If you have the bioscanner, it's something that you can look up. It gets more granular. Really, that's what it is. When you're looking at something that is on the spectrum, like let's say, like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being perfect and 0 being bad, where do you fall, right? Well, it's easier to kind of look at the percentage. Like if your liver cell is at 87% versus 12%, it's easier for the mind to kind of understand that. When you get into KODs, it's the same understanding, and that's why you're saying your KODs are getting better. Really, what that means is just like different aspects of your um, of like impairment is kind of becoming unimpaired. The cell is kind of speaking to each other better, um, and the body is functioning a little bit more cohesively. So think of the KOD as something in that realm, but very similar to like a percentage of what's going good and what's going bad. If your KOD levels are increasing, it just means that a lot of the stuff is working in your favor. If the KODs are decreasing, and it's more of a granular number, it's a very detailed number, and you get into what you're looking at, it's a great question because, yeah, there's a time and place where this might become more in handy than just the overall reaching number, because you're actually going to see like a little bit more. Like for instance, let's say you had a kidney issue. Let's say part of it was you weren't eating enough oils, like coconut oil, this or that, not enough olive oil. But let's say there was also bacteria that's impairing your liver. So there's two things that are really in a situation causing the liver to not be 100%. It needs the oil so that it could detox, but it also needs to get rid of the impairment of the bacteria that's causing some of the issue. So if you only take care of one, you're still going to have some issue. If you're knocking back both, that's great. The overall KOD is going to improve when your liver function improves, and it could be a multi-issue situation. So I hope that helps. And if you look at it, if we keep looking at those numbers, it's only going to be improvement. So that's why I say it's important to do the longevity diet, and along with that, do the frequency medicine, because it all comes into balance. You can basically take care of everything. If someone had like a very high stage something of chronic disease, uh, could they get better just eating healthy? Yeah, they could get a lot better just eating healthy. They may even get over it if they eat so healthy. But also on the flip side of that, you could eat healthy and not get rid of your bacteria. You could eat so healthy and the bacteria would still be there. So it's important to have, um, when you're going towards fixing something, you want to make sure you take all the all the issues off the table. You want to do your best. You want to look at the subtle. You want to make sure your diet is as good as you can get it. No one's perfect. You want to make sure you're spending ample time on the frequency medicine. Still, no one's perfect. And also, I would say this, Nana, that once you're in this a little bit more, around the time you are now, we can do a little bit deeper dive. Sometimes when you work on a health issue, you may just be hitting the massive, like, number one portion. Like, let's say there's 5 things causing your issue, right? Let's say it's bacteria, mold, fungus, parasites, and toxins. Let's say these are the 5 things that are causing your real issue. Let's say we take out the toxins, but let's say the toxins are still in the liver. Let's say the bacteria, a portion of it's still there, but the secondary bacteria, something you haven't focused on, is now in charge. The first bacteria you spent a lot of time with, now let's look into the second bacteria that's in charge. Let's put that specific frequency in place, and let's push that issue back some. So it's that's important to know. Very few times when I feel very lucky when I see it, when someone has a major health issue and I'm saying, oh, it's just one major thing. This is great. As bad as it is, at least we know it's one major thing. You can just set your frequency on the one major thing, and guess what? Likely you're going to be a lot better. But when we see someone that has like 5 or 6 major things, then we realize, well, you're going to have to focus over here first. And then as time goes, now it's time to focus on the second, third, and fourth. Now you spent enough time doing the first. Now, likely the first thing is no longer the major heavy issue. Now it's probably the second or third thing. So I hope that helps. That's Nana.
And thank you, John. And you're right. We're hitting the second thing now. We've spent the 6 weeks on the the infections and all that. So now we're going after the candidas, cancer, and all that. So I'm going to tell you, if anybody's listened to me 6 to 8 weeks ago, I could not walk. And I'm telling you what, I have changed. I've done a 360. So, and I'm still doing my machine every day. I ground at night. So thank you, John, very much.
I love that. I love that, Esnana. I love hearing your story and everybody else's, and of course, seeing my parents. So, everybody, I think that's just a huge thing, for those of you that come on and tell your testimonies, because it's something that people need to open their mind to because it's something new, right? We've not been taught this way. So, thank you for coming up always, Esnana, and sharing that. All right, Miss Rose, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead. Go ahead, Rose. Your mic is unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Okay. Hey guys. Yeah, John, I was just wanting to get your opinion after getting a scan. What's your opinion on the quantum entanglement corrections, or should I just invest maybe in a regen? I already bought my mother the Tesla coils, and a grounding pad and some sauces. But what's your opinion on the corrections, the quantum entanglement?
When you speak quantum entanglement corrections, are you talking about like the, doing the nail and hair sample?
Yeah, I already sent all that in, and so my mother lives in Illinois.
I would say, yeah, Rose, I would say that the better one is to do the in person, but it's slightly better.
Rose, I think we got some. Rose, can you mute your mic? We got some background noise, hon. Please, and thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
just until. Go ahead, so he can answer you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah. So basically, the hair and nail sample, like, not everyone has the ability to come see us in person. To come see and do a scanner in person is going to be your best bet. But not everyone has the ability to fly here and this. But you can get a really good scan. It's going to be very accurate. And you can do it with hair and nail samples. We offer this. If you're interested, reach out to Jenny and we can get you on that. And that would help you. That would help us understand. That way we're not guessing. Who wants to guess? I don't want to guess. I hate guessing. Guessing is a waste of time. When we guess, it's a waste of time for you and it's a waste of time for us. I don't want to be, in a melting pot of figuring out what's wrong. That just doesn't seem very scientific. So as long as we have a hair and nail sample and we have something to look at, the data is not gonna put us in a bad situation. It's gonna help us know what the major issues are, and so many times it's work like clockwork. It's a very similar situation. It's a very similar scan. Is it almost the same? I'd say sometimes it's almost 100% the same, but it has a little bit of variation. But it's due to it's just far away. You could be halfway around the world, and we have your hair and nail sample, and we can figure out what bacteria is causing your gut issue. Whoa! So I hope that helps, Rose. If there's another question, please ask.
Did that answer your question, Rose?
Okay, she already got the scan. I received the scan today, and yes, it's accurate. She's overloaded with bacteria and everything, but they're wanting to do corrections from, Arizona to Illinois. I'm saying, what's your opinion on doing the corrections from the distance, or should we try to invest in a regen?
No, the corrections are very powerful too, and it's the same way as scanning your hair and nail samples. As far as the metabolic correction, you can get. I would say do it. Do it as much as possible. You have the machine. The person that has the machine. It's only going to help, and it's going to help on your metabolism level, and that is the level of your body working at a younger age. When your body's working and increasing its metabolism, it's working at a different age, a younger biological version of yourself. So I would say go ahead and use that, and as much as you can. It's only going to help. And we've seen people have miraculous results doing the meta correction scan remotely. That is something that we could do as well. So I'm glad that she has the scanner. So this is the other thing. What power of level of healing do you want? Now, the metabolic correction is a slow, safe, and a very effective way. You don't need much else. But it's kind of like this scanner is kind of like growing the grass and slowly killing the weeds, right? That would be the best way to describe what you're talking about. The remote scanning and the remote healing. You're kind of growing the grass and you're kind of slowly deadening the weeds away, the bad stuff. Now, with the regen that you're talking about, it's like going specifically at the specific weeds in your lawn. So that's the difference. I hope that makes sense.
She's wondering too about if she should invest in the regen. Now, let me tell you, Rose, my parents have got the regen 1800, and I can tell you the difference in the healing with my father is amazing. They, want to try the doctors getting chemo and everything, and this crazy amount of money on a monthly basis, not doing the chemo, strictly doing John's frequency box. So I don't, and I think that's what S Nana has as well. I don't think you would be disappointed at all if you got something like that for your mom. I think you would find that it's pretty powerful.
Hey, thank you, Jen. And my mom tunes in almost every week just to get an update on your parents.
It's amazing. I'm just I mean it's amazing what I'm seeing. So it's just I can't tell you. I thank John every day. Let me tell you that I do.
Hey, thank you, Jen. Thank you.
Thank you. Have you been in contact with Dale by chance down there at John's place?
Yes, I have. Like I said, I've gotten her the testicles and the pad and the hydrogen
Okay.
machine and stuff. And yeah, he's the one that got the scan from was Dale.
Okay, good. Okay, good. All right.
Hey,
Thank you,
thanks, you
Rose.
guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Miss Janelle, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead and ask John your question. Go ahead, Janelle. Your mic is unmuted.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear? Okay, sorry. So my dad has neuropathy, terribly bad, and he's got prostate cancer. Would any of these machines help him?
Yeah, it was the first thing I kind of missed. It. What did you say? Neuropathy?
Yeah, he's got neuropathy terribly bad, but he doesn't have diabetes. They don't know why he's got neuropathy.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the neuropathy can help a lot.
Because he's to the point where he's like not can't walk
prostate.
anymore.
Okay, okay. How old is he?
So
He'll
go
be
ahead. My
he'll be
mom.
he'll be 77 in January. Sorry, they're blowing the lawn over here.
No, you're good. I just want to let you know that my mom has neuropathy too, and she's using the frequencies of John's for neuropathy, and she doesn't have the tingling in her feet anymore. She can feel her feet, so it works. So go ahead, John.
Yeah, I mean, the grounding is, if you don't have the grounding, we have people that say the grounding reduced the inflammation enough where the neuropathy went away. How many people have said that? Just a whole slew of people. It's like one of the number one technologies in the world for reducing inflammation. It's called grounding. That's what we offer. That's our most well-known thing. As far as the prostate will, that regen machine, I have prostate as well. And I feel like every time I use it, it drops like an inch. Like the pressure in my prostate drops about an inch when I use the prostate frequency with the regen machine. It's that amazing. So I would recommend the regen machine, the doctor in a box, put the prostate on, plug it right into the lower cavity of your stomach overnight. See how he feels in the morning. Get a scan like we were saying earlier, have them send a nail and hair sample. Guess what? Prostate, if I ask the prostate doctor, well, what is prostate cancer? Guess what he's going to say? Oh, there's inflamed cells in the prostate. What does that even mean, doctor? Do you even know what you're doing? Oh, it just means that there's some cells that are impaired. Well, that doesn't really help, doctor. You'll find this, Janelle, with our system. We're going to give you something specific, a root cause, a physiological issue. We're going to say it's this specific bacteria causing the inflammation in your prostate. Guess what? We have a frequency for it. We have the exact same frequency. So it's not like the current system where we're saying take a big risk and we're saying likely this is the root. I pull it out of the needle out of the haystack and I go, likely it's this. If it's not that, it's the second needle. And you're not getting a situation where it's very confusing. It's straightforward. So between the neuropathy, I would say grounding. Between the prostate, I would say the regen. But I would also say the regen that you could use with the neuropathy as well, because it could be something down his lower back. It could be his sciatica nerve. I've had people say that I took away the neuropathy by putting the pads from the regen machine in the right place. I like to do inflammation reduction. So if I go right on his sciatica nerve, just say, hey, Dad, or hey, if I push around here, tell me where you feel the most pain. Oh, it's right there and it's right here. Okay, let me put the frequency pads right here and right here. Let me turn it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be all the way. Let me put inflammation reduction. Let me know how you feel in half an hour. And that's how like a lot of this stuff gets taken care of, because inflammation is the killer. So, but I hope that helps, guys.
So is Florida the only place to get that scan done? Because we're here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Or do we have to go all the way to Florida?
You can mail, like I was saying, you can mail the hair and nail samples to us.
Okay. Yeah, because my dad's giving up right now. He's just like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Understood.
No,
I
don't
know
give
the
it.
pain,
Yeah.
He's going through it.
Don't give up.
Because like he says,
He's going through
neuropathy, the neuropathy, they're just like, there's no cure for it. Everywhere he goes, he tries to find somewhere to help him. And he's just, yeah.
Would you
Well,
like
I
for
can
me to
tell
explain?
you.
Let me explain
Oh,
it
go
real
ahead,
fast.
John.
if you have a cord, like a wire on the floor that plugs into the TV,
Mm-hmm.
well, think of that as an electrical nerve, right? If you step on that cord, anything behind where you stepped is called neuropathy.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at his body, anything that pinches a nerve, behind it is a nerve that's impaired because
Mm-hmm.
something is pinching it.
Mm-hmm.
Think of neuropathy like this, and it will really help him resolve this issue.
Okay.
And Janelle, like I said, my mom has neuropathy and she feels, the numbing in the feet, the tingling and all that stuff. She can, and this is with the frequency. She's doing the grounding in the frequency box. So she can now feel her feet. The tingling's gone away. So it does work. And I do have another audience member that has used it on neuropathy, and she's come up several times and told her testimonial as well. So yeah, tell them there is hope and encouragement, not to give up hope. Well, I'll say some prayers for you, Daddy.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. And if you want me to get you in touch with John and his staff, reach out to me at therevivalofamerica@yahoo.com. This is for any of you that's here, and I'll get you in touch with them right away. They're good about getting in touch with you guys right away.
Okay, for sure I will.
And they treat you like a number, or not a number, but they treat you like family. They don't treat you like a number like many of these doctors and physicians do. So remember that. One of the biggest, most important things you can have when it comes to your doctors is a relationship. And unfortunately, that's not how they're treating their patients these days. It's just a number. John and his staff do not do that. They definitely treat you like family.
That would be
So with
nice.
John, I know you, yeah, they're great. I promise you, you'll love them. I know, John, you give us an hour of your time. So we'll see you here next week. Same time, same place. Are you there,
Yes,
John?
absolutely. Thank you guys so much, and I'm very honored to be speaking to you in this manner. It's a manner that most people wouldn't do. It's a manner that most people haven't dug deep enough to understand. I'm just here to share with you. I don't really sugarcoat things and stuff like this. I'm pretty straightforward. So just realize, I'm just here to try to educate and inform you in the quickest way possible. And I don't mean to be too straightforward or rude. I just mean to get straight to the point. And I hope you feel the same way. If you need further understanding, I would say reach out to Jenny, email her, and we can get on a phone call and get to the bottom of things. And I hope that helps more. Realize on the show I'm just covering, the basic things that I understand at a high level. But there is a lot more to a lot of the things I say than just what I say here. That's very intricate, if you per se. It's an intricate conversation. So everyone's different, and we treat everyone different. So thank you guys so much again. God bless you guys all.
Thank you, John. We'll see you next week. And everybody come back here in about an hour for Carrie Kasem. We'll be talking about her natural product that John's even just talked about. So with that, everybody, we'll talk to you in a little bit. God bless, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks, John.
Thank you guys. God bless.